Hey everybody, I'm Jen Smith. If we haven't met yet, I volunteer in the children's ministry as well as young adults, but I've been doing children's ministry here at Oasis for over 12 years, which is crazy to think about. But how I got started there was really kind of an accident. So back in like 2009, there was a children's director here named Kayla. So she had put up this flyer for an after or before school chapel. So my friend saw the flyer and thought that it was for adults. And so she was like, hey, let's go. So we showed up 7 a.m. at this chapel, and I just remember seeing Kayla going from the front of the stage, and this was back in the day when the church was like the other way, so it's a really long way to go. So she was at the front of the stage and ran all the way back to like press play for a worship song, ran all the way back up to like lead motions and everything. And I just remember like looking at that and being like, oh my gosh, I cannot leave this person to do all this by herself. And so she asked, she's like, hey, would you want to come and help me on Thursday mornings and like press play and just kind of hang out? And I was like, yeah, I could do that. And although I had no idea what I was doing, I was just willing to help. And eventually I started learning. And from there on, I discovered this passion that I had no idea was there. I started teaching on Sundays. After Kayla left, I continued and led the after school chapel. I changed the time because 7 a.m. was way too early. So I changed the time and the chapel grew to over 50 kids. So from that point on, I kept showing up on Sundays, leading in other areas on Wednesdays in children's ministry. And I have seen so much fruit come from it. Not only have I grown spiritually, but I've been able to bring along friends that have taught in children's ministry, and I know they have grown and led in their own capacities. And it's just crazy to think that that all started because I showed up pretty much on accident and just decided to stay. And it really makes me think about Stephen. When we were discussing in young adults one time, we were reading in Acts about Stephen and how he was just willing to do whatever was needed to serve. I'm pretty sure he wasn't an expert in taking care of widows, but he was willing. And that sparked when I started in kids ministry. Just to be able to walk alongside a child and not only plant the seeds, but see them grow is just amazing. And I hope you find encouragement in just showing up. Maybe not being an expert in something, or even knowing a passion that you have. I know that God is going to use your willingness to show you things that you can't even ask, think, or imagine.